Now, I'm also the guy who's going to stand up here and tell you that if anybody ever vapes or drinks or smokes, you will definitely die or end up in prison. I have heard some speakers take a zero-tolerance approach, and they say to you, if you ever try anything, one of three things will happen. You will die from an overdose, you will end up in prison, or you will be homeless and addicted. And I know you know it's not necessarily true. But at the end of the day, it has to be on you. You have to decide for yourselves what you really want from your life. Are you willing to take the risk of ending up the way that I did, or even worse? And I also ask you to really think about how your actions are influencing other people. And here's why. I always share this experience I had with a senior high school student a few years ago. So a few years ago, I spoke at a high school with grades 9 through 12, just like this, but I had about 700 students in this assembly. Afterwards, I'm standing below. All the students are coming up to me. Some of them are thanking me, asking me questions, except for this one senior. This big guy just kind of stands off to the side. And I can tell by the way he's looking at me that he wants to talk to me, but he wasn't going to do it until there was nobody else around. So sure enough, he waited until everybody left the auditorium, starts walking over towards me. He shakes my hand. He says, listen, man, I really enjoyed your presentation. I thought the story was very inspiring. I learned a lot, but. And I'm like, all right, here it comes. And he says this very quickly to me. I vape, I drink, I smoke. I've been doing it since my freshman year. I'm now a senior. I get good grades. I'm already in college. I only do it every once in a while. Now, I heard you say that one bad choice under the influence could change or end my life forever. But I don't make really bad choices under the influence. I also heard you say you could potentially develop an addiction later in life. But I don't think I have an addictive personality. So I am willing to take the risk. But thank you for sharing your story. Now, I'll be honest with you, at first, he had kind of got me a little bit. I never had a student come at me so directly and prepared before, and I really appreciated the fact that this student was obviously listening to what I had to say. So I didn't want to leave him with, like, good luck. I hope it works out for you. So I said to him, all right, maybe that's true. I disagree. You can never know for sure. But why don't you think about how your actions are influencing other people? He looked at me sideways like he was kind of confused, and he said to me, I don't get it. How does me using drugs and alcohol, what does it have to do with anybody else but me? So I asked him a few questions. Turned out he was the captain of his football team and the captain of his lacrosse team. He had a younger brother and a younger sister. So whether he likes it or not, his actions do matter. And it's almost even worse that he's not the type of student that has all these really bad negative consequences from using drugs and alcohol. Because then someone like me, this is exactly how it happened to me in high school. I came in as a freshman. I made the varsity ice hockey team, the junior varsity lacrosse team. I see a lot of the upperclassmen drinking, some of them smoking, and from the outside, it seemed like everything was okay. And while some of them were somehow able to manage it, they partied a little bit in high school, did some more drinking in college, got jobs, started families, and just kind of phased out of their lives. I do have some friends that pulled that off. I was definitely not one of those people. I got stuck in addiction for just over 10 years. And once you get stuck in it, it's so hard to get out. Addiction is a brain disease, and you're going to hear about how powerful it really is, both while I was actively using and still today being in recovery. And so while you may not be the one who develops the problem, your actions might be influencing someone who does.